Well, folks, let me say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you find yourself across the world. This is African Actions Network 2A Radio TV, which came live from you, for you that is in Pennsylvania and USA. My name is Ta UB Garnett. We are currently at the port of Buchanan, the second largest seaport in the Republic of Liberia. And today we have with us the port director, Siokin Civicus Barsi-Giah. He graciously honored our invite, and we've come to know what have been his workings here, particularly after a year serving at this port of Buchanan. And so he has joined us this afternoon in the port city of Buchanan. And so let me say good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ty. It's good seeing you again, and glad you are able to come and touch base with us after a year of episode 1.
And let me say officially welcome to African Actions Network.
Yes, thank you for welcoming me, and I'm grateful to be a part of the network once again.
We've been trying to reach out to you, but proud to your 1-year anniversary as port director of Buchanan, you were out of the country, attending several occasions, including a boot camp in Bangkok, Thailand. And you also serve as the orator at the Liberian Indian Students Organization in India. Tell us more about your tour across the country before we come back to the port of Buchanan.
At time, it was a very tedious but awesome journey. Respectfully, I was able to make it as the first African speaker at the 7th Global Entrepreneurship Boot Camp in Bangkok, Thailand. Between the last month, July, month before the last July, was in Bangkok, July 22nd. I first made the trip to Senegal, then I left for Bangkok. Then between July 22nd, 25th, I was entertained to speak as the first African speaker at that particular occasion. And afterwards, I was given a token of law of honor, and then I moved to India in Punjab at the Lithuanian College of Engineer. I spoke as the first in-person orator for Liberia's 175th independence. Over 800 and more Liberian students I attended in India and I converged at that campus, and then I was able to speak to them, giving them a routine of our independence and telling them how we all have made it as far and where we are now, and questioning them on some other issues. Then we made it to Hong Kong for a day, and then we moved to Washington, D.C. In August to complete the entire episode of the journey. There we hosted the 5th International Leadership Academy Cohort, and I was a part of it as the only Liberian in Washington, D.C.
And then you returned to Liberia.
And then I returned to Liberia, and then we got ready again to start the process. Fortunately for me, when I arrived, I met the president about to complete the 15 countries tour. That was a month rather now, and I was opportune and fortunate to join. And that helped me to complete it together with the president as the freelance communication analyst, the country tour all in 15 numbers. And then I have freedom to come back to work. And I'm at work, and then September 3rd made me 1 year in the port service. So we have to celebrate because it was a very great journey, successful one.
Okay, let's look at the journey. I know it has been tedious. You taking office for the first time, and any young person, or even if you are old, so to speak, you always think about the difficulties, the risks attached to the job, the challenges as much as possible. How has it been so far since your inception as port director at the port of Buchanan?
But what I can say to you, it's been great. It's been great. It's been a journey. It's been great and it's been a journey. It hasn't been easy, but it has been worthy. We've been able to meet the demands of the people, the workers, and all our co-workers, everyone around us. I've been very grateful and gracious for having us around as friends and family. What I've noticed while we've been here over the very recent times is that we've had a lot of collaboration. We've had cooperation, and our partners feel so awesome seeing us here as friends and family. So, so to speak, I feel like I'm home. I feel like I have partners. I feel I have co-workers. I feel I have collaborating institutions around me, and we've achieved a lot just in 1 year, that which all of us just couldn't imagine. So we had to celebrate, we had to make this count, we had to make this journey a very pleasant one, putting together all our expertise as one family from different departments to making the second largest port in the Republic a very welcoming place for everyone. So Grand Master as a whole as a county, I felt the impact with broken barriers. With broken barriers of 61 plus years, where people couldn't see the port director and talk to them, benefit anything from the port. We've broken all those barriers.
I know you actually mentioned that it has not been easy, but it was worthy. Everyone may agree. Your predecessor departure from the port of Buchanan was made by some level of financial malfeasances, so to speak, and you came in like mending the broken pieces. What were some of the major challenges that you met and decided to start up with at first?
Oh, Tal, I will tell you for free, Tal. When I got here, it was a very scattered environment.
Scattered environment?
Yes, same people have held the different mindset about the poor. And the situation have been traumatic for everyone. And everyone was thinking whether as anything will come back to normality. And you found a young man coming in 40 plus years old, and then he comes to resurrect a new phenomenon, not the old phenomenon. And you're not used to it. You want to give up along the way. You think that he's not one of your kind. And so it became a hectic start. Now, first thing to do is to put these people together, teach them how to relax, how to calm, how to get better, how to get ready. After that, you reconcile your thoughts and then you coordinate them. Then you collaborate with them. Then you cooperate with them. Then we all decided to coexist as partners. At this particular junction now, we had one agenda in common: how to develop the port again, how to reform the port again, how to rebrand the port again, how to reimagine the port again, and how to reframe the port again. That journey is where we got on for the 1 year that we just completed, and it was great.
Talking about rebranding, what has been your primary focus?
The rebranding came a long way. We have refurbishing of the buildings. Like in a conference room, I think you see some AC on, and you find electricity at this point. When we got here, there wasn't any electricity, so to speak. I heard they've been down for 9 months. And because they've been down for 9 months, they lose the hope. But I had to restore that hope by building a new institutional electricity department. So I gave them confidence. I reposed confidence in them. I networked and brought in a new generator. We had two. I had to fix the first old one and then bring another one. So we had two. One of them is on right now. It runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then it runs from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. So we have two sections of electricity in the day, that which never happened before I got here, and it went down.
Are you confirming 24-hour electricity at the port?
Of course, it is. And then we have all the mobiles down for almost 9 months plus. I had to put the marine pickers back on the road. I had to put the bus back to take the people home after work. And I had to get the canteen running again. It was all down. There's a 50-inch TV, DSTV installed in that canteen. Everything's set up there. You can find food to eat. Our boxes are full. People get there and businesses are running. And we had to put the sanitation environment system back to work. Our bathrooms are all now refurbished and nice, decent. Our pilots go in there and they grade us and they feel good about the journey. Besides, we've had all our gate restructures. We have a first gate installed, a brand new one, then the main entry gate. We built a clerk office, we built in a fire service office, we refurbished the clinic, put drugs in it now, renovation on again on the clinic. And we have 3 air conditioners in the hallway with curtains, everything on. We supplied 2 fans, so every office here, we've been able to provide laptops now and printers, 8 cameras in the CCTV. We supply safety materials to over 150 workers in the port. We've been able to have the PFSO office standardized, and everything is back on course systematically. We've been able to refurbish the entire entry, meeting the ISPS standard code. Now, ships are coming in now, and things are flourishing again. And people are getting attracted to the businesses we do here. In fact, Meta Studio is about to start business with us very soon. We'll be using our commercial here in our phase 2 project. That's how we have attracted the people. We've gone to community centers. We've engaged the people again.
And we hope to come to that shortly. Right. But as much as possible, all of this happening in a year's period, some will say it's laudable, but we know that the challenges are just many, they are real and they are serious. And we know that it cannot be met in a short span of time. But obviously, these challenges can be met with the working relationship and collaboration. What has been the working relationship with your employees and or contractors, if you may agree?
To me, it's been very, very great, I want to say. Because, like I introduced, when we got here, it was hectic. It was a very crazy environment, so to speak. Everyone trying to find a balance. They see a new manager, and then you're not familiar with this manager. You already had a situation traumatic, but we work on it together as a leadership expert. Then, after that period, we've created an environment of coexistence. So this is a very conducive environment we're in now. The workers are very cooperative. They're working in concerts. They're working effectively and efficient. And that's why we have yielded results in 1 year.
How many employees can you actually speak of at the sport court?
Over 150 plus. The stats, it's over 150. The security department was almost 60 something.
Gender sensitive?
Yeah, just security department almost 60 something.
But is it gender sensitive?
Yes, it's more than gender sensitive. The entire security department almost dominated by women. I'm surprised. I found them if you were coming to the gate and took stats, you understand what I'm talking about. So all the gates, you found 2 women, 3 men, 3 women, 2 men, and I was like, wow, this is a more proactive environment. I was surprised. They work at night as well.
So are you confirming that you are working with those embedded in the ground currently, or you carried on re-recruitment?
Oh, everyone we met is still in the system. The only thing we've did, our office staffers are different. They're new. In fact, our office staffers came as volunteers. It took them 11 months to get them.
Okay.
So that's how you work with people. You don't just bring people and put in the system.
And many residents of Buchanan look up to the Buchanan Port for their daily survival. Let's look at their survivability when it comes to this issue of daily hire. Is it actually working effectively here as well?
Oh, that's the sweetest part of the place now. We have the daily hires working very, very well. They're effective and they've been so cooperative, decent people, intelligent ones. All of them are very calm and they bring something to the table. They help the work go so very quickly. Like somebody would say, speaking fluently. That's how they work. They work fluently and decently and admirably. That's how they work. You go out there, you see them, and you don't even believe they are daily hired. They just dress up very nicely, and they get in their work. Some of them get 1,500 a day, some get 2,000 a day, 3,000 a day. Let somebody put their money in the bank, and they're working. They are a very great component of the Buchanan Port.
What about the vehicular movements? Talking about commercial pickups, keke, they come into probably take goods and move out of the port. Do you have special restrictions for them as well?
Of course, we don't have random movements here.
Okay.
We don't. This is corporate area. Yeah, we can't do that. We can't open up this place for random driving. So we have limitations, restrictions, and regulations. Okay. And the way it's done, when you get here, you got to follow the routines. That's why we have 2 gates. We build new ones, and then we have a main entry. When you reach, and he will give you all the routine and regulations. As you follow it, you will enter. When you enter, you follow regulations. This is a safety sensitive environment. There's no vulnerable area where people just grab in and have fun.
So do they come in and get those goods out, or do you have taxation for them as well?
Yes, every car coming in here has a payment to make. For truck, you pay $10 a day, US dollars, to 24-hour service, because you're going to be taking goods over. Then we don't have nothing to do with your charges you carry on to your customers. For pickup is $5 US to move back and forth all over this place.
Daily,
like, yes, because you're going to be coming all through and nobody will ask you anymore. Therefore, KK is 200 LD and $100 for the bike. And then guys coming in for daily hire, pay $100 to operate in here 24 hours. And these little phones we get is what make this place blossom today.
Okay, now hopefully we tend to move out a little bit after this interview to authenticate some of these developments that have been carried out here. But more importantly, we are so much more concerned. This port is surrounded by what we term as slum communities as well. And they are the most affected communities What has been your own community engagement as a port director since you became the head here for the past 1 year?
I can tell you, man, Garnet, you just won't believe what I've done with the community. If you just went out there, man, and just asked about me without me telling you, you will come back and like give them a great sample view. The opinions and suggestions out there are not just because somebody is compelled to say it. We've been able to meet the demands of the people. In fact, I did not know that over 60 plus years they haven't interacted with the managing director of the Buchanan. I did not. I was told, and that's how I got to understand what was going on around there. Because when I started the project of distributing 25 kg, 50 beds of rental, 50 houses, over 200 bed sheets, and then before solar lights, then they began to tell me the stories. The first episode was to electrify from Philomena Guest House, coming straight in the port to the Coast Guard base AFL.
Solar lights.
Solar lights. I was 70 along the street, and then the people started dancing. I was wondering why they were dancing. I wanted to realize and said this was strange. They never seen a port director physically interacting with them and doing such thing for them. They've been walking on that road. They go home early and they get afraid every time because people were taking the food, hurting them. That particular moment changed my mindset. And then I began to move in the community. We put solar lights in Cordwa, solar lights in Joe Quarter, solar lights on the former Dark Forestry Road, and then the road from MP Gas straight to Pandas Town. Solar lights straight from the Tubman Street intersection, they're going straight to the mall, to New York Street, the government hospital. Solar light from MP Gas straight to the Dark Forestry Road. Solar light to Lower Highland Mills, that blaze straight to Flour Mill. Then we've done that. We haven't rested yet. We start to do food distribution. And we're going to do this over and over until every community feels the impact of what a port is and what a port director is and what a leadership expert is. We can't let them down.
All of these require funding. Do you get all of the money just from this port?
No, you see, you got to be creative. You got to be creative. I don't want to lie to you. You can't get all the money from headquarters. But we have been able to meet the demands of people by networking. Like, see, I'm a leadership expert. I studied creative science and innovation. I studied organizational data and predictions. And so I know how to get around. I know how to reach out to people, to talk to a partner, and so that a partner can understand me, to talk to a port user and he or she will understand me, to talk to business people and how they will understand me, to talk to big businesses and they will understand me. See, these people are not forced to help, but the way you talk to them, the way you present your argument, the way you engage them, you find it easy flowing for you, without confrontation, without confusion, without anyone reporting you to the international community or whatever. Because when you harass them, it's a different scenario. But when you engage them and negotiate with them and talk to them as partners, they see reason to give you the leverage and they keep helping. That's how you found this port looking so lively. This is not magic.
And who are the partners that you're talking about?
We have a lot of partners coming in here. You have EPO coming in here. You got Mara Gas coming in here. You got City Link building a factory right here. You got the biggest concession so far I can say in our county and almost the country. Asala is right down the street corner. And Beer Mountains come in here. And you got Verilon just came in the other day. You got Afcons coming in here. And you got OBT as agent. You got Bollery as agent. And other agents coming in. These are partners. And you got port users as well. And all of these people are awesome co-workers. They are good people. But it requires the way you engage them. Without harassing them, you get answers to all your questions. Like a country leader, the president, President George Manuel, great men walk and born to succeed. Liberia's miracle child and a man who does them unusual. Without being offensive and rude to him, you find answers from him as easily as possible. He's peaceful. He's engaging, he's negotiating all the time. So if you cannot engage and negotiate with him, you probably will be on the wrong side and you will not get response. Similarly, if you engage a big business and you never ask them in an intelligent way, you never get good answers. And this port will rise up beyond this point in the next year we're going forward. They're probably beyond what anyone can imagine. Because we'll continue to engage. The president told me one time out of therapeutic conversation, and he said, "Bas, they'll never stop engaging. They'll never stop negotiating. because negotiation can restore hope between you and any partner. Don't get angry, aggravated, and arrogant and proud. Then he began to explain his story in Europe, in other places. So this is how we run this place. We run this place basically by mediating, by negotiating, by engaging, not by confrontational means, not by arrogance and pride. We must be leaders all the time. And as a leadership expert, this is science, I said. So I'm in a very comfortable zone.
Okay, we then inform reliably the employment status at the Buchanan Port comes from the headquarters, NPA, and your former boss, in whose office you serve as executive management consultant, Dr. Buchanan, has been sanctioned by the US and subsequently suspended by the president. Has these actions on your former boss actually affected operations here?
No, it hasn't. These are different modules. Sanction on an individual has had no impact on any country anywhere in the world before, except that countries rely on the person. But the person relying on the country, he works for the country. I'm sorry that the situation happens that way, but the country is not relying on my former boss.
So HQ is still responding to your working here actively?
Of course, they should be and must be responding. We have an acting managing director, and that's Daniel Nemo. So she will be responding in the same organizational structure. It's a chain of command, and you can't avoid it. This is corporate business, and this is an autonomous agency. So the president said that this former boss of mine has been suspended and replaced to otherwise have an appointment made. The acting managing director should be the one who's second in command. And so Dana Nebo picks up from there, and she's functioning. And I'm very sure she will elevate the argument.
Okay, folks, if you are just joining us, this is African Actions Network, and we are in conversation with Buchanan Port Director Siokin Civicus Barsi-Giah. My name is Buchanan, coming to you live this afternoon from the port of Buchanan. And so let's look at prospects. What do we envisage in the next 1 year?
I'll be honest to you. We've gone 1 year. We had a whole agenda here. Reconcile the people, give them the thought of teaching and leading, give them the mindset of positivism and development. Now, we've moved beyond that point and provided for them several facilities. We got 20 motorbikes in this system now. It wasn't here before he left town. We got everything moving so very fast. Now we have a new project on hand. These projects will be told to the press in the very soonest, because we can't just outburst on them. But we have an agenda set for the next episode. That's the second episode or the second series. We have that set up.
But it cannot be uncovered now.
No, we can't uncover that. It's an outburst. We can't outburst like that. So we will tell you later on. But when you come back and those things are happening, you'll be glad that we just began to build the structural enrichment for fire service. They've been sitting out there forever. If you go out there, as soon as we get out there, we'll show you the fire service about to get a brand new office. The renovation of the clinic is ongoing now. So the second year started already. The next year you come here, you see something very new, marvelous ongoing here. We got to showcase to you that we are here. So every year we have stories to tell. The stories we tell must be positive and genuine. So honestly speaking, you will have something more or many more to see when you come back here, maybe the third time.
Okay, let us admit this, that one of Liberian politicians informed us that if you want to understand practical politics, visit Grand Bassa County. What have been your workings with the local county leadership and that of the legislative caucus? What have been the collaboration?
Oh, we've been on course. The first day elected of this whole court, the superintendent was there. He's cut the ribbon. The mayor was there, and we have most of the officials. We have good relationship here. We've not interfering with one another, but we found this. We serve in the same governments, the same president, President George Manuia, great man working, born to succeed, a Liberia's America child, and the man who does solution. We cannot be a loggerhead. So there's no conflict, and no one's hating, no one's envying, there's no jealousy. We know in Africa those things happen, but we're good. Coordinated.
And there's a political opposition. You do have opposition.
I know. It's funny. In fact, the guy who said it as property in this place is not a partisan. Almost most of the people that work here that we met here, they aren't partisan, or they weren't a partisan, for some have accepted to join. So this is not a partisan club. This is an autonomous agency. It's not a partisan club. We've come here to serve, and we've come here to make things happen. And you cannot do it alone because there are different experts and they're found in different parties and different settings. You need to bring them on board. You can't antagonize somebody for the party they found themselves in. Like you can't even tell which family to belong to. That's how it is. Somebody belonging to some different political party, me belonging to the CDC does not distinct me in any way. I got to be honest with myself and honest with the people. The people I serve are going to share the difference and going to explain the story. That story could convince the person who is in opposition to believe in my philosophy and support my own political party.
I will have to rephrase this question. You were appointed by the president and constitutionally work at his will and pleasure, but yet still you have other political leaders in the county from the opposition bloc. Are you guys also working collaboratively?
The opposition? Of course, we are on course here. See, the opposition are family. They're Liberians first before they begin opposition. Again, Liberian first before became a ruling party member. So the oppositions are just one family, the same people. Same Liberians, some from Grand Bassa, some from Riverside, some from Sando and River G, some from Grand Cru, and some from Grand Gide, some from Nemba County, some from Bon, Lofa, Kimman, Bombing, then Bapolu, before from Montserrat and Magidi.
So there are no fights against you from the opposition?
No, we don't have the time. It's so very exhausting. It's so very exhausting. Nobody has that time. Yeah, so in fact, most of the oppositions in love with me. They found me as somebody who's mediating and standing between me and the rest of the world. It's so awesome. I'm surprised that I don't get a feedback from them, no negative feedback. Yeah, because even though God was sitting somewhere and he decided to play a game like a devil's advocate, he started to talk so much negative about me and people got confused. Like, who's this man? Do you even know who you're talking about? That very day, he got so very surprised. He phoned me on LinkedIn and sent me a whole 5-page memo. And most part of it was surprised. He thanked me, said, continue what you're doing. I was surprised. I sat amongst more than 6 different groupings collecting data. I was very antagonistic. But all of them showed me and made me ashamed. You must be a different kind. And I can send you that note afterwards so you read it and you know what I'm talking about. I was surprised that this dude said he just couldn't believe in a typical third world country. And he would hear all the views sounding the same. Even people standing not involved with the conversation were saying, that man getting crazy. That's how we have made the people to believe. They believe that this leadership expert is living on the ethics of leadership and making sure things are on course.
Yes, though on Saturday, you actually gave your 1-year message to Barcelona's and Liberians and those diaspora as well. But what would be your message to particularly residents of Barca as we look forward to see better things happen at this point of Buchanan?
Well, I will always like to say, outside of politics, the people of Barca must remain united. Outside of politics, our people must have an agenda to reform this county and change the taste of how it looks today. Outside of politics, we should never drain our energy. Outside of politics, the people of Barca should never forget to educate their children. Outside of politics, our people should never forget we need to develop this place. Outside of politics, they shouldn't forget that the seed is encroaching on us, so we got to unite the forces to get everything on course. Outside of politics, our marketeers need good behaviors. Outside of politics, our structural reasoning about how leadership must be at a point where we can all synchronize different views, but in an objective way to make this country better and the best place to be again. This is a place of hospitality, and we should be hospitable people, not angry people, and not people who are living in pure arrogance, not proud people, and not disgruntled people, not violent people, and not people living in hooliganism. So we can ask our people every day, and today as we speak to them, to remain good people all the time as they are.
To remain good.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. If you may, we just want to take a 5-minute walk across the facility to understand some of the developments that have been carried out here. If you may.
Yes.
And I think we can move on with that. Folks, let's now take a view of the Port of Buchanan, diaspora Liberians following the broadcast. This afternoon, we can do same. Just know that this is the Port of Buchanan now, and so we are moving out.
This is the conference room, though.
Okay, so let's move on. Here is the conference room, as you can see.
And immediately come out to see our That's a conference room. See how beautiful the conference room is. We have done different things here for you. And this is the hallway. From where he's standing, the hallway goes that way. And we've been able to curtain this place up and put at least 2 air conditioning. These are the things we're talking about. Air conditioning here. All over the place. And the second one. This rise is part of the distribution we carry on around the community. Once we get ready, we'll start distributing this one. We already made an agenda. We'll have a timetable of which community, which group of people will benefit from this rise. It's going to be part of the community. So, part of it, we have gotten a skill to secure everything that we didn't have a skill here before, part of our improvements. This is one of the air conditioners, like we said, 3 air conditioners in the hallway. So the CCTV, we told you we have 8 cameras in the CCTV. We told you we have 8 cameras in the TV to just authenticate our argument. This is a fully AC area. You see the AC on. That's the lady on this place is purely women related. As we were saying, they're all here, most of them women. And that's you can see we can keep surveillance on everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras in existence here, so we can easily tell you where you came from and how you enter in this place. Like I said, we have 2 fans for every office we supply. These tools are theirs, but they have air conditioning. So
seeing fire extinguisher as well.
Yes, we have everything. We be able to provide everything. So from this end, this is my entry. Bunch of motorbikes. We have 20 of these, but those who are working right now, some people to the areas, the fire service have their motorbike, and the clinic.
The motorbikes, the
department. Okay, motorbike, the department. Those are motorbike, the department. As you can see, human resource. This is transport. That's the janitor. Janitor is not a department, but we have to give it to him because he's doing so much great work. He's on the environmental. So we just have to give it to him. There's operation right there. Operation. There is a statistician guys right there, and this is finance. So it's a whole lot going on here. It's a whole lot going on. As you can see, we have everything as testimony, and it's evidence based. It's not yes, it's not guessing. It's a serious matter we're doing here. So far you already seen the back. This is one of the cars. Like I said, this was down. My car just got down because we sent the team to sign off, and my car, which is the newer one, that has a nostril problem, and I'm using this because if I have not structured this, Tony is the driver for this one. He's not my official driver, but now he's helping me because this is where he has signed. We're giving this to the Marine. It's been down 9 months before I came here. But when I got here, I fixed it. It's been functional. They're not using it properly now. I asked them to keep it up until I can get my car set. So it's part of what we do. So if you come along, if you have to clean this whole place up, see the directions all over. The bus, I got this bus fixed. Many here, it was down. This bus was down. We fixed it. Got it ready. It's functioning properly. We're doing well. At 4 o'clock, our people are going home. They don't need to transport themselves no more. Since I got here a year now, we're going to get transportation from our side. Okay, so where you get the sound is the generator room. Functioning properly. This is the canteen, as I told you, that have evidence based. Huge. So people who are resting, this is a huge screen TV. It's DSTV connected. Folks who are resting after work come here, sit on the table, take a drink, and watch a movie, relieve their stress, and get ready to go home. 4 o'clock, no transportation. You just get on the bus and head home. So this is the campaign. You will walk behind here, so you can see. Yeah. So that's it. So we got everything functioning. We got teams, everything. Folks are behind here cooking and enjoying themselves. They eat from this side. So all here. General Bible is upgraded.
Oh, sorry, it's upgraded. See if we're using it properly. We got to generate everything is on course. We're just making sure everything gets is on course. So that nobody has fought. That one we brought in, this one we had yet before the visit. That one we brought in this visit. The about to fix it once. So we assigned. So we got managed to fix it. That this is higher than we got. The guy that was managing our
Well, folks, we are still in control with the Buchanan Port manager wherever you are across the world. This is African Action Network. A visit at the Port of Buchanan. And so if you are following us, you can also share this broadcast. My name is Tar EDB Garnet, live this afternoon from the port city of Buchanan. Buchanan Port is where we are currently in Grand Bassa County. And still moving around with the port director, trying to understand some of the work that have been done here, just after a period of 1 year upon taking over as director
very
of this
clean
port.
environment, except for it being a wet gate. It's a very clean environment. You can't even get a plastic there on the ground. We don't allow that to happen. It's a very clean environment, decent and nice area. Not even a plastic there will be found here. If you see it, somebody will pick it up so quickly without how you get. So this is a nice area here. This is the pier, and then what you see here, these are seafarers. These people come from Maryland. They're helping our people. So we have a bar road right now. These people bring food and other things from Maryland and Sinai. We have two ports there. So these people you see, they come here, they engage, and then they bring in food because the road is bad. That's why the president decided to do rules because we got to be interconnected. So in the absence of all of the projects being completed, we still have rules for them. They use the sea to go to the Shadow Port and Maryland Port, and it takes sometimes 10, 15, 20,000 bags of rice and fuel and everything to get the other people on the other side fed. Because if they are not fed, we'll have a lot of tragedies on the land. That's why you see all these people here. So they go to their separate area and they come back and then they function here, and then the place is great as you got testimony.
And as the waterfront, do you collect taxation from them?
Oh, these people are not paying. These are people who are registered on a maritime.
Okay.
They are registered on a maritime.
Okay.
Not me. Okay. They're not registered with me. They're registered on a maritime. Maritime is the most utilized place for these kind of ship, we want to say. So then, when they come in here for the sake of cleanliness, because they're going to use this place and upload, they come in here to pay at least $50. Not anything much, $50. And if they were loading in here and leaving, they pay at least $100. So those little money we put together, and then we've been able to get this place cleaned up. We got the sanitation working, we got our manpower working, and we got to buy gasoline maybe for the motorbikes because these folks who supply the bags don't buy their own fuel. Every 2 weeks, we got to move fuel in 20 motorbikes here. It's not something easy. Then you come back again, we give you fuel. So these little fun things that we get, like $50, $100, it does not do much, but the little we can do is what we put together as a creative leader. And that's why in 2018, 2019, I was awarded by the 5th International Institution in the USA as the Creative Leadership Award winner because our thought processes have brought results and solutions. So we have a 320 length. Here we can work in 2 ships at a time. And when we were to work with 2 ships at a time, we will be able to tell you exactly how it is and how people can come in. And that's why the port coordinator Martin says, hey, he's been able to coordinate with the PS superintendent to make sure that everyone coming in comes in based on regulations. So on the other side, where you see so wet today because of the rainy season, is where most of the logs land. And when they land there, they get packed up and then get loaded on the ship and it's gone from here. That side is always looking that way. We are about to engage in our second phase of leadership. So we can get that set up and then we get it well organized. Instead of, we made it that way.
So do we have ship here currently?
All the ships just left and they will be coming in on the 10th, be around on the 10th. The ownership here, because we manage three piers, this is the commercial pier. The pier on the other side is called the old pier. That's where the Asala Meta operates from. That's why you see there's a ship there right now. And I'm going to clearance them when they are about to leave. I got to sign them out so they can go away from here. The next pier on the other side, if we dress closer, you will see that the next pier on the other side is the pier where we keep all the boats, but it's called the oil jetty. The reason is the LAMCO and other institutions used to keep their fuel, where the oil operation, but these people call it the fuel key now. The people from the Meta side, but we notice it to be the oil jetty, and that's another pier right there. Then where the boats are, they come from there and bring ships in for us. On that side is a length, long side for this thing. It's 320. Our depth here is at least 11. So we've always encouraged ship or people who are agents to tell partners to bring cargoes here. Though we don't have cranes or whatever, but you can bring those ships with their cranes. They have cranes on them. And you come here, you can offload here, you can storage here, and it makes it easy. The Southeasterner can come here and purchase instead of going to Monrovia. You can bring your cars here and sell them right in Buchanan. You don't have to go to Monrovia and be on. We don't have a traffic. Traffic means we are not into too much congestion, too many ships blocking the way of each other. So when you come here, you're going to be bringing your cars. If you're running cars here, you will get it so easily because people coming from Riverside and Sino and Grand Coup, River G, and Grand G. In these southeastern belts, people want to come and purchase something, but they have to go way to Monrovia. Why don't they use this place, birth in here? Maybe get a land here, storage your things, open a used car center. This is almost like free consultancy I'm doing for them. But that's the best way I think a business person can think. Even Simeco, who utilize it, is a Uber substation. Even Futa could do the same thing. Even Jetty could do the same thing. Even the Lebanese community that brings rice in the country will do the same. Bring your rice here, open the storage, and this is the second capital for God's sake. Your thinking must be beyond Monrovia, and that's what we are trying to do to change the.
Do you have storage?
Yeah, we have storage. We have a big warehouse in Oakland. Okay, that's a huge warehouse in Oakland. Right there, so we have other partners like LRA, the agriculture, the DEA, and the immigration, the GTMS. They're right in that building. We give it to them, and we electrified it. And then where you look at it's a clinic side. That building with the wood is where we're fixing now for our fire service. So see, if you just took advantage of these things, now which you will come in a new building, it's a single factory about to be completed. So the thinking, man, is the solution, man. You can't be sitting home and finding solution. You have to think. You have an administrator and a leadership expert. And the reason you find people talking good, and all the compliments. In fact, today I was working in the red. I push up each back today, like I was telling you. I said, hey, 20. Whatever happened to my official page, I can't say. When I had a situation, we keep hanging out. The person on the old one, I can let you run back because I just posted. I am back on the old page. So 4 months later, I'm back on the old page and the new page is on. These pages remain active and open and functional. So nobody's going to take care of it. So people now going to interact with me from every spectrum to make sure that they are comfortable with you.
Okay, lastly, before we forward it to a quiz, what would be a part of this issue?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Liberians and partners, we are in a country, and the country is a terrible country. We are in a situation where we find it difficult to change the taste of things. We've had struggles with it. We've been able to have confidence, and we've been having intent, not understanding. But I can assure you, if we change the mindset towards the way we together, we can transform this country and make it better again. For this generation belongs to us and not to anyone else. And you cannot give it out to strangers. Don't leave this country in the hands of politicians that are not terrorized.
Voice of Buchanan Port Manager, Siokin Civicus Barsi-Giah. This is African Actions Network. My name is Buchanan. Many thanks to all of you for watching wherever you are across the world this afternoon from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Republic of Liberia. My name is Siokin Civicus, and I've been handling this special interview with the Buchanan Port Manager, Siokin Civicus Barsi-Giah. Until we talk to you again, do have yourself a wonderful time. And many thanks to Pastor Patience Lee Atto for actually handling the technical aspect of this broadcast from Pennsylvania, USA. Until then, my name is Siokin Civicus, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the May week.